You see what I mean? You see what I mean? There was just a broken heart in my head. I grew up in lovely upstate New York in a little small town called Glenville. My interest in electronic music, I think as a kid I always kind of liked dance music and pop music, and then I started getting into, in high school, started listening to Depeche Mode and The Cure and these different kind of like gothy sounds. The people who inspire me are the people who are closest to me. My godmother, who has always been incredibly independent and quirky and has been breaking all kinds of rules ever since I've been born. And yeah, my brothers are just incredibly free spirits, and they think for themselves, and yeah, they use their time on this planet in a really special way. They're always making things, or throwing parties, or meeting people and taking trips, and yeah, people who really live, I think, really inspire me. I think something happens when there's many people involved in a piece of art. Sometimes it can easily get skewed from the main idea. It was a fun process to study opera and to study classically and have that foundation, and but I think it was also just as fun to try to unwind out of that, to try to find a sound that was really my own and not something that I was working so hard to produce. In San Francisco, I started enjoying like the drum and bass scene. My friend Sue has had a beautiful big VW van who we loved, called Betty Bus, and we just we sold most of our things and packed what we could into Betty Bus, and yeah, just decided to yeah, really see America before we left it. One of the best parts was when we stopped in Albuquerque and when we saw my brothers, and we got to see their house, and I played a show in their town, and that was just great. I think that it's easy to limit yourself, you know? I mean, I think it's easy to put yourself into a niche, or make little traps for yourself. And I think that part of coming to Berlin, I was able to shake a few of those things up, and I think that yeah, I think it did free me up just by saying, let's go someplace where you don't know anyone, you don't know what's going on, no one knows you, just go and see what's happening, and just really, yeah, be curious about what's happening. And Berlin is an incredibly special place. Most people who you ask, I think, would agree. There's just something about it, and I felt the need when I got here to just collect images and sounds, and also to leave a mark. She said that he was good to me. That it was a grand thing. It was a grand thing. I love the flea market. I love to go to Platz and walk around and look at everybody's stuff. Yes. just really enjoy seeing what other artists are making, and yeah, there's incredible street art here that always is making me think, always making me stop, and I really appreciate that people will do that. They'll just make stuff and put it on the walls, and sometimes at the flea market you'll see them, you know, with like their different prints and their patches and t-shirts and stuff. Welcome you, star. For some reason, Berlin makes me want to be a better person. Words usually come like when I'm in motion, if I'm doing something in motion. So like if I'm on my bike, then things come, but also on the train. So yeah, I do a lot of writing on the train. I actually think I tend to write more when I'm not in the best mood. Sometimes I'll write something and have it in a book for 3 months, and then have a melody just kind of come up, and then later realize, oh, those two things go together. They were just kind of waiting to meet one another. I told you I had to get away. I won't lie, but I won't tell you everything. I told you I had to get away. I won't lie, but I won't tell you everything. For producing, I just started doing with this new CD, and it came pretty easy at first. I didn't know how I would do it. I hadn't worked with the technology for very long, and Kitten was actually the first one that I started producing, and I heard a Rhodes. I think that was the first thing that changed, was instead of hearing the acoustic piano that I had always written with and played with, that I heard like a Rhodes sound, and I thought, oh yeah, it could be that, and what else could it be? And there could be strings, and there could be other voices, and there could be harmonies, and yeah, it just happened pretty easily. And a few of the tracks, there are sounds that occurred with just random found objects, yeah, so not everything is a digital sound. I was thinking about this on the train today, how someone asked me, you have such a pretty voice, but sometimes you use it so harsh, or you make such ugly sounds sometimes. And I was really, in that moment, very, very glad to hear that, because for me, it's closer to real expression, and what's real isn't always pretty and perfect.